Hey everybody, tonight, well, we've got my kind of day going on. It's not a big down day, but it's down. We're red across the board a little bit, and metals are up. I had spoken last week about the big round number for gold of 4,000. Well, at long last, for the first time in the 13.7 billion year history of this galaxy, it's there. And I've yet to get through my entire list of symbols since the retooling of this show into the Tasty chart platform, but we're going to try. One of these days, I'm going to get through them all. So let's jump in and give it a shot. So on the spider, we're below the wedge still, and it's starting to show a little bit of weakness. On an intraday basis, another lifetime high. We started off strong this morning, but thanks to some hints that maybe this AI bubble ain't making nobody any money, it started to sell off some. So we've got a bearish engulfing pattern at the moment. So a little bit of a step in the right direction. As far as the diamonds go, oh, this is so frustrating. Okay, I've tried to be polite, but I've got to explain. The drawn objects move around on their own. I've placed them again and again and again, and they keep moving. It's like they have a mind of their own. So forgive me, I'm actually pretty good at charting. They're not in the wrong place, that they just move. So before the show, I moved them all back. And then, anyway, there we go. So here's the diamonds. And we had our bullish pattern here, and we broke above it, but same wedge, and we are starting to break down on that too. We got right up close a couple of days ago to the underbelly of that wedge, and now we're starting to break away. So this is kind of cool because it was contained, then started to get a little raspy, as I say here, a little bit fuzzy, tapping below. Then it finally broke cleanly below the wedge, has stayed there below ever since. Tried on Friday, I guess it would be. Nope, didn't do it. Pushed back, and down we go. So these aren't big moves. I mean, this is down 0.3%, but I will happily take it. The cubes are down a little more aggressively. We're down triple digits on the NQ. Oh, look, a moving trend line. How fun. Okay, so now we have to spend time moving this around too. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Move that. And all right, we'll see if that'll probably do. And this was in some totally rando place. Terrific. All right, so we'll just say bye-bye to that one. See ya. So this is the cubes, and this is still in raspy mode, as you can see. So about the past couple of weeks has been kind of teasing that line. And I fully hope, of course, that we start to break that with a little more strength. Let's just change that in honor of the raspiness to blue, just to show it's not holding up so perfectly as it was. Once again, lifetime high on an intraday basis, but we are breaking down some. It's, listen, it happened on Friday as well. Didn't mean anything, but I'll put it this way: 25 short positions. Like one portfolio, for example, I've got 12 short positions in that. 11 are down, and one is up 0.16%. So that's pretty good. So we're definitely under the surface starting to get some of those breaks. One thing that's helped in particular is the semiconductors. This is SMH. I think I mentioned yesterday that I shorted SMH at a lifetime high, and so far so good. We're down 1.7% on that. Even if it just tags the trend line, which is still bullishly configured, that's a good move. And so we'll see if that persists. But yeah, the SMH short doing good things. I would also say China is looking kind of sketchy as well. Sorry, gotta fix this. We'll move this down like so to the anchor point where God intended. Okay, and the fib, we're just gonna torch because that's moved too. So here's the FXI like so, and we've made a sharp move down, 1.27%. My only China exposure is Alibaba. And that's worked out. I'm going to hang on to that. But I do think FXI is prone to further weakness. It's very dependent upon U.S. tech strength, your Palantirs and your Oracles and your NVIDIAs and so forth. All right, let's turn our attention to the belle of the ball, gold, which as you can see, has a leading digit of 4 now. That's great. I think it is possible that this might be a sell the news moment, only because 4 is such a big deal. These big round numbers are widely followed and celebrated. And listen, my occasional bearishness on precious metals generally doesn't work out, although I've gotten lucky with a couple of dust plays lately. But it does seem to me that the fervor for this might breathe a little bit. We'll see. It is an extraordinarily powerful move, as we've seen day after day, you and I, following this terrific consolidation period, and this smaller one here, but on the whole, it's just been lurching higher, like so, and we're at a lifetime high now. There's no particular reason that this should fall, but yeah, like I say, human psychology is a funny beast, and we'll see if the big round number thing has a surprising weakness following it. Gold itself, by way of GLD, obviously is also up. This was the resistance for a while, and the last time it was below that was early last month, and it's been just zipping higher ever since. Gold GLD has had a terrific time of it. Here's the same consolidation period, which was really completed back in March of 2024, and it is pretty much doubled since then. And so in spite of all the hoopla over the likes of things like NVIDIA, in 2025, precious metals have ruled. Now, silver, interestingly enough, is down. And this is where we're starting to see a little bit of what I would think of as exhaustion in this area. We've spoken in the past about silver setup, which was this beautiful base here, followed by this months of just screwing around and faking people out and just being frustrating. And then finally, starting in April, having the kind of move that I was looking for. And it's been very powerful. And I think it's got a terrific long-term future. But geez, there's gotta be some profit taking here and there somewhere. Now those of you who have watched me even a little bit know that as much as I like gold and silver, I'm kind of most fascinated by palladium. Now, I've just got to level with you. I'm known for being earnest, so I'm just going to tell you, I've gone ahead and taken profits again on this. Why do I say that? Well, first of all, it's the truth. Secondly, if it falls to pieces, I don't want to mention a week from now, a week ago I sold it. It could just keep going up. But I got to level with you that I've made about 20% on the trade. I'm satisfied with that for now. It's a wonderful breakout, but I'm just too concerned still about gold and silver backing off and palladium, dragging palladium down with it. It has definitely happened before that I'll sell and just keep going higher, and I'll be kicking myself. But for the moment, I've taken profits. But nothing about the long-term pattern has changed. It looks absolutely terrific. And this whole range down here, beautiful base, is doing exactly what it's supposed to. Should we get selling in precious metals, and should this get bashed down to anywhere around here, it wouldn't take much. It could be a very appealing entry point again. But at the moment, palladium's up again. The future's up 2.26%. It's been a very profitable trade. I would also mention, just to keep poking at it, that I shorted XME today, which was at a lifetime high. It's well above its own trend line, so we can back away from this. And you can see how sharp, and this is a log scale, you can see even with a logarithmic scale how sharp that ascent has been. So any weakness in copper and gold and so forth, I think would start to weaken that rather swiftly. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. We've got 5 minutes. That is a treasure chest of time to work with. Let's talk about some short positions right now. As I said, it's a good day for the bears for a change. A lot of red on the screen, even though on an intraday basis, lifetime highs across the board today. But here's a few that I plucked out. Here's one we talked about, the home builder D.R. Horton, DHI. A nice tumble on this one, about 6%, a nice gap down too. And this is kind of similar to the pattern we saw in the past that I've emphasized there with those rectangles. Halliburton down a little bit, kind of bearish engulfing pattern on this, down a couple of thirds of a percent, and we are beneath a very substantial, extremely lengthy distribution top up here. So that's HAL. On semiconductors, now, I mentioned earlier that there was a study about Oracle's profitability and their this hyperscaling they're doing, all the chips and so forth. And that unimpressive fundamental information sent all tech down, including semiconductors. On is one example. I'm short all these, but that's why I'm showing them. But this is down over 4% with ON. And what I've highlighted here is this. I don't think I meant to do it that deeply, or probably changed on its own. But that's the distribution top on that one. We're at very, very large, very wide. What else have we got cooking? Very different. This is a whole mishmash. This isn't one particular sector. Here's Royal Caribbean, RCL. This is off not quite 1% today. Very sloppy pattern, but I think plenty of room for downside there. Our old friend Abercrombie & Fitch, which tumbled hard yesterday, is adding to that today, down about 1.75% on the day. And so just across the board, mid-tightening stops up on these. I mentioned earlier Alibaba. Here's BABA, down about 3.33%, turning away from that horizontal that I've drawn, which is a very ancient top back here, way back in the COVID recovery boom. This was the big top on that one, and we have just gone racing toward it, and now it's weakening away from that horizontal. And our old friend CC, which is down again nicely, almost 5%. So a really good tumble on that, away from that wonderful, massive distribution top. Here's Salesforce, CRM, off about 2.5%. Hasn't quite completed its pattern there. It's working on it. It's getting there. This is a kind of a sloppy head and shoulders pattern. There's a neckline down there. As I say, haven't quite broken it yet. Earnings season is coming up in a couple of 3 weeks, and so maybe we'll start to see some resolutions on these tensions. Kohl's is down over 3% today. That's the big retailer, and a very sloppy long-term chart on this one, but I really like the shape of it. Micron, another semiconductor firm, down also, not quite 3% from a lifetime high yesterday. Massive lifetime high right there on MU. Here's another energy one, Murphy Oil. This one's down 2.22%. Oil in general is actually up pretty decently today, but a lot of these oil firms have flipped lower. And once again, we've got a multi-year distribution top on that one. What else? Maybe one or two more. Here's Oracle, big in the news today. Off its lows, but it is still off about 2.5%. And I'm happy to hold on to this one until at least we can seal up that gap. This was this enormous gap brought on by, of course, AI and the talk of tremendous new sales sometime in the future. A big portion of that pop has disappeared. And here's Skyworks, mentioned this one yesterday specifically, and we're down nicely on this, over 3%, below that long band and that tremendous price gap. And one last one on the shorts here, Wayfair. Tiptoeing down a little bit more below this extremely long horizontal. This is the third time we've been in this range, and now we're starting to break down beneath that. So I will mention, just as an aside, my IEF, kind of one of the rare items I'm bullish on, is doing okay. It's a very slow mover, but as I said, long term, it needs to break above this wedge to really have a good long-term future. As it is now, it's moving very slowly. And as we reach the bottom of the hour, let's just celebrate. Actually made it to the end of the list. Here's the Russell small cap futures. And we were at a lifetime high yesterday. And we're still bullishly configured, but let's watch this trend line. If we can break below that trend line, we might just have a chance of getting some downward motion for more than a few hours.
If you're not subscribed, subscribe right here. And if you want to meet me and the team in person at our next live event, hit the link at the top of the description.